What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Pokey Office. My name is Colin, and this video really deserves a disclaimer that this is not financial advice. This is me spouting out nonsense about what I've done and just giving some ideas. But, there's a huge but in front of it. Don't do this if you're not comfortable with a little bit of risk. Don't do this if you're not good with money. Don't do this if you can't pay your credit card bills off. But is there a time and a place to use credit cards on Pokemon? I'm not going to say no because I've done it a few times. And I think about what other people do. First, like most recently, Brian at Pokey has been talking about like how, he doesn't have much of a filter and he pays with credit cards and sometimes he's willing to go a little bit into debt in order to make a purchase. Then I was watching a Nostalgianomics video and he had Catch 'em All Collectibles on there, and both of them were talking like Nostalgianomics likes paying with credit cards in order to have that kind of 30-day interest-free loan, but he still has the cash in his bank to pay for it. It's just like kind of deferring it, so you buy the product, sell it on his live stream, and then you pay for it with, you're basically paying for that product through selling it. Catch 'em All Collectibles also said something similar where he was like, yeah, I have some money in the bank, but maybe I don't have it all there right now. Maybe I'm going to put it on the credit card, but I know that I have the cash flow to come in and pay it off at the end of the month. Then you look at someone like Cool Trainer Ryan, and he's told the story before on his live stream where it's like, no, he was actually putting it on credit cards. He was going YOLO and buying Pokemon on credit cards. Worked out pretty well for him. And that's the thing with like the more risk, the more reward is basically the way I see it. And there's huge risk buying anything on credit cards because very, very rarely are you ever going to beat like the 15 or the 19 or the 21 or 22% interest compounding daily on a credit card. It's ridiculous. Like banks make a crap ton of money. So I wouldn't fight that. But there is also opportunity. If you look at it the one direction where Nostalgianomics takes it, hey, if I'm able to buy my product with a credit card or pay cash right now, well, if I have the cash in the bank, I'm going to use my credit card. Even maybe though it costs the 3 or 4% in fees, might be a good idea so that I'm using my cash elsewhere. And I'm just kind of taking that 30-day interest-free loan. I buy the product, I receive the product, and then I already sell the product at the end of it. That's more of a churn and burn model and not a terrible option. Especially like I've bought stuff at, say, Costco where you get 3 or 4% back on their MasterCard and on their executive membership. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'd kind of be stupid not to. But I've also done it where it's like, ooh, I don't have that money yet. But that's where you got to look at that opportunity cost and your risk tolerance, really. Those are the two things. For instance, I made about a $13,000 purchase, and it was on a credit card. And it was a bunch of 151 stuff, and I didn't have the money at the time. But I had one of those nice juicy offers from one of my credit card companies. Hey, pay a 2% balance transfer fee and then don't pay any interest, 0% interest for the next 9 months. So it's like, okay, so I'm going to pay 2% on 13,000. This is Canadian dollars, by the way, is like roughly 250, 260. I mean, it was a little bit more than that with the change, but $260. So this is risking $260. I mean, it's risking more than that, but that was my thought at the time. $260 in order to buy $13,000 something worth of product. And if I can churn and burn over the next 9 months, I'm not paying any interest other than that $260. So it's a $260 cost to get that $13,000 of inventory. Hopefully I can sell that inventory and make more than $13,000, which I did. There's also times where people have not got so lucky. Now, I consider myself relatively good with money. So this is where you have to weigh the pros and cons, and the disclaimer comes out once again. There's a huge but. Very, very rarely are you going to beat the bank's interest rate on those credit cards. But there is opportunity to use those credit cards to get your points, to get big purchases done, and to be able to like have that leverage. Hey, I don't have $13,000 in the bank right now, but I know that I'm going to have $13,000 in the bank in the coming month where I can actually pay this thing off. So there's some good opportunity. Here's where I think it goes really wrong is if like, first, if you're not good with money, it's just a terrible, terrible option. Second, if you don't have like a nice backing of money, that's also a bad option. Like, I think part of the reason why it works for me, I'm not saying it's always going to work for me, by the way. The reason why I'm comfortable doing it is, number one, I have a high risk tolerance. I'm kind of a gambler. DGen Nation shout out. But number two, like, I have built my YouTube channel up enough where I can kind of churn and burn some stuff. I got my online store now. So even if I'm spending a lot on product, I have the opportunity to move the product. I also have a good Facebook profile that like I have a lot of recommendations from people. So people trust me. I can move product that way as well through the Facebook marketplace and through Facebook groups in Canada. And so store, YouTube channel, live streams, and Facebook groups, like I can churn through a lot of product in a relatively quick period of time. Now, the last thing I think that's important to talk about is if you are going to do something like credit card debt for Pokemon cards, you better be pretty positive that it's a really good investment, because I wouldn't be throwing like Surging Sparks on credit card right now. Who knows? It's so volatile. The reason I did it is because it was like a bunch of 151 stuff that I was able to buy. And I was like, yeah, I can move this in the next 9 months. I'm pretty positive about it. So there's that. It is a risky move. It's a risky move. The last thing I'll say is, how risky do you want to be? I don't know if you're familiar with a bell curve, but I feel like it describes the all-in mentality versus the medium mentality versus like the, ooh, I'm very hesitant to do anything investing mentality. So if you're very hesitant, you're at the very, I'm on the wrong side because the screen's backwards. You're on the very first part of the bell curve. You're kind of in the extremes, and you're not going to make very much money. Then right in the middle where it's right at its peak, the bell curve comes up like this, right up here. Yeah, you'll probably do fine, but you're not going to become millionaires by playing it safe all the time. You're not going to be making huge deals all the time when you're playing it safe. You can still work at it. You'll still get there eventually. But the people who are going all in and taking the big risks, they're the ones who both fail huge, but they're also the ones that make it there huge. Like, this is completely side note, but I remember reading about Elon Musk, and Tesla was literally like on the verge of collapse, and he did some things, including borrowing a lot of money to try and make it work because he couldn't pay the bills. Like, that was how dire Tesla was back in the day. And now he's the richest man alive. So you got to take big risks to get there huge, in my opinion. If you don't, that's totally fine. You can still be like in the middle portion where you're doing good, you're making good deals, you're making some money. But the ones, even Cool Trainer Ryan to some extent, PokeRev, I'm guessing, though this is just a guess, I'm guessing those guys took some serious risk in the Pokemon space when Pokemon wasn't extremely popular like it is today. So I don't know. I just felt like ranting about it because I've been seeing a few different people talk about credit cards. Full disclaimer, I have to say it one more time. If you're uncomfortable with credit card debt and if you're not good with money, just don't do it. Don't even think about it. If you're crazy, well, that's up to you. But make good financial decisions. I guess the last thing I need to say is, if I was to lose $13,000, I would be totally fine. I'm not saying that it's like just, it would be easy, because it wouldn't be. I would hate it so much, but I would be able to deal with it. So don't put yourself in a position where you can't deal with it. Like, anytime, even if I'm taking the risk, if it goes south, might really hurt me, but it's not something that I can't recover from. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. I think we're just going to leave it at that. I mean, it's already a degen video, so I may as well open up 10 packs too, right? Okay, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I feel like it would be absolutely brilliant on a degenerate video like this to pull the Pikachu. I mean, it would always be brilliant to pull the Pikachu, but that just seems like that would be the icing on the cake. Nothing in pack number 1. I got 20 packs total left out of my own personal stockpile of huge, big RNG Surging Sparks sleeve blisters. They're not from a case, they're just random that I've been able to pick up, so hopefully they perform. But there could be nothing too. That's the problem. That's the problem when you pull RNG or put RNG into the mix. I mean, that's what I kind of like about booster boxes is, yeah, sure, you're making a play, but at the same time, there's always going to be some hits in the booster boxes. And when you just go for sleeved, I guess in a case, if you open up a whole case, you're going to get some stuff. But if you just like buy 3-pack blisters or a couple sleeved at a time, could be really good. It could be really not good too. That's the problem. That is the problem. All right, come on. Let's get something. Let's get something. Nothing yet. Well, the Tatsugiri, I guess, but that's too funny. You guys should all go out, check out the PokeOffice.com. I got 151 Elite Trainer boxes on sale right now, well below market price. So that's a cool deal. And I'm going to be uploading more and more sealed product to the site as it comes in. So that's pretty exciting. So got to get that done. Go check it out. PokeOffice.com. And if you're a member on YouTube, you get the 5% off discount code, which is also cool. Flapple. There we go. Illustration rare. Illustration rare. We're making some progress here. I actually haven't pulled that one yet, so it's kind of cool. I kind of like the Flapple, and I don't remember what their names are right now, but that line of Pokemon is pretty cool. I don't mind it. Don't mind it. Where's this rainbow border that everyone speaks of, though? Come on, Pikachu, baby. We got 3 packs left. 3 juicy packs left tonight. Come on. Come on. And the birthday live stream happening this week. Sylveon, okay. Okay. So if you're watching this on or near release day, birthday live stream happening Thursday, November 21st. Going to be lots of fun things happening. I'll be live at 4 o'clock Pacific time. So looking forward to that. All right, 2 packs left. 2 packs left. Let me know down in the comments below if you're still watching. Have you ever done Pokemon cards on credit card? Or not? Both are correct answers in my opinion, though I wouldn't recommend the credit cards like I said. Here's the last pack. Last pack magic, we need it. We got an ace spec. That's not really what I wanted. I guess it counts as a hit. 4 hits, but nothing really that good. So, I mean, the Flapple's okay. The Flapple is okay. The rest are whatever. And that's going to do it for me at the Poke Office. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments below. Hit the like button. And if you're not, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well. Come out with 3 videos a week, plus some live streams, plus some interviews, all sorts of different stuff. So go check out the PokeOffice.com, and I will see you shortly on the next video. Peace!